What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 2025 Honda CR-V. This is a hybrid all-wheel drive Sport L finished in the Canyon River Blue with an MSRP at $40,000. Let's take a full look at what this crossover is all about. Underneath here we can pop the hood and see what is powering this crossover. One thing kind of nice, when you find the latch you do actually have hood struts. So popping that open, the hood's going to stay up. Now underneath the hood, this is going to feature Honda's 2-liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid engine. Net horsepower is 204, net torque is 247. It's got a continuous variable transmission with all-wheel drive. Her weight's just under 4,000 pounds, and then running on a 14-gallon fuel tank. You're looking at 40 miles per gallon in the city with 34 out on the highway. It's definitely a pretty economical family car. Taking a look at the styling, this has a really cool look. I like the gloss black throughout it. I love the LED headlights as well. You can see them lighting up. Really cool daytime running light. And then I love the blacked out housing. Got all gloss black for the upper grille, large openings to provide tons of cooling. Big Honda logo as well. Active grille shutters down below with forward-facing parking sensors. Nice trim to it. Just a little bit of plastic throughout, but overall really cool looking front end. I think Honda did a good job just giving it a sharp style. Can't really complain. You got a pretty smooth design for the hood with some sharp lines on the side, so it really comes together really well. And then at the side you're going to get a nice set of gloss black wheels. They're 18-inch diameter with a multi-spoke look. Just a little bit of that plastic carries its way for the fender arch, and you have a sharp body line up here as well. Got a little set of mud flaps and then plastic rocker panels. Nice clean lines for the side and one prominent body line for the whole side profile. Got a set of gloss black mirror caps. You even have body colored door handles, polished trim surrounding it, small roof rails. Nice side profile too. Really can't complain. It's got good proportions to it. Sharp looking sporty car. LED taillights for the most part. Halogen bulb right here. I like this design, looks pretty cool. And then it cuts its way in the upper portion to the spoiler. Got a third brake light. All your sharp body lines with a sport badge. Your exhaust pipe is over here. You got some plastic trim throughout the rear with parking sensors, and then a fake exhaust tip over here. More badging as well, sharp body lines. Definitely can't complain. It's a pretty good looking car overall. For the cargo space, there's an electronic button right there we can pop. Of course, that is going to automatically open up. With all the seats down, you can see just how much more space you're going to get in the back of a CR-V. You do have an inflator kit sitting back here, little cubbies on the left and the right side. There's also dome lights throughout it. You can actually grab these seats when they're up from back here. So that is a pretty nice touch to see. If we go ahead and pull those seats up real quick, we can see how nice and flat they are. You do have that small bump, but from here, that is the upmost position, and then the recline lever, you can pull them all the way back. So not a bad setup overall. You can see from back here now, you still got a lot of cargo space with the seats up or down. And like I said, you can easily grab this and manually push them down from back here. The interior has black throughout it. Harder plastics back here with some nice trim, padding on the armrest. And I like the two-tone. You got the smooth leather, the contrast stitching, and the perforated leather all throughout the centers. You even have your air vents down below with extra plugs, extra storage space. And in the center, we can pull this down for an armrest with cup holders. So pretty nice interior. You can see the differences between the all the way forward and all the way back recline angles. Dome light up above and plenty of legroom and footroom. Honestly, this is a great family car. Really can't complain with the sizing at all. Heading to the front seats, you're going to see a little bit more soft touch material up above. Same padding, all of your different controls, memory seating, power controls on the seats as well. And then the same design with the stitching, perforations, and smooth. Nice sporty steering wheel as well. And then hopping in, foot on the brake. We can fire up. The engine may or may not turn on given it is a hybrid. And then all the power controls let you get these in a pretty nice overall position. Got your Honda badge right in the center. Bluetooth and audio controls along the steering wheel. Cruise control settings as well. You have the paddle shifters that'll help with the regenerative braking. Stock on the right for the windshield wipers, turn signals and headlights over on the left. And then if you hit this home icon, you can scroll through all sorts of different information in this left screen. So you can go through it, you can see navigation information, phone, and you can just scroll through and see a lot of different items. So pretty nice overall what you're able to see, pretty configurable, and just kind of a clean and simple design. We have your traction control, trunk release, just some plastic, Nice little air vent, and then just some softer touch plastic on the dash. I do really like this mesh design all the way across, looks pretty neat. And then for Honda's infotainment, basically the same throughout all their different cars. Pretty simple overall. Snappy touchscreen. We have physical buttons for home and back. Controls down below. Volume, of course. And then in reverse, you have a nice backup camera. All of your parking sensors pop up, and you have all the different views. We have controls in the center for fan speed and dual zone temperature. You can see all the different zones themselves. A little screen throughout it. Heated seats. And then you have plugs down below with wireless charging. And then for drive modes, you can toggle through quite a few. Being all-wheel drive, of course, we will have a snow mode as well, which is pretty nice to see. Downhill assist, parking brake, a little bit of storage, and then some storage in the center. Nice padding for the armrest too. Little glove box. And then one last look at the interior. It's a nice place to be, 40 grand, not really too crazy, pretty average priced, and a pretty nice, comfortable interior overall. Black headliner with our sunshade, got a sunglass holder up above, all your dome light controls, and then a nice thin mirror. All right, setting off in the CR-V in sport mode. You feel a nice bit of the electric power in the low RPM, and the CVT is pretty smooth, honestly. It kind of shifts as if it were a real transmission. So it's pretty smooth drivetrain. You hear a little bit of the engine revving up, so it's not the quietest, but not really a bad sound or anything like that. Putting it into normal mode, of course, it gets a little bit less touchy, but this is a really comfortable car, actually. These seats are really padded. I fit so well. Honestly, I would love to do a cross-country trip in this. I just feel really comfortable in the seat. Great amount of padding. Really good room up here in the first row, too. Visibility's all really good. Mirrors all do what you would expect. Over your right and left shoulder, no crazy blind spots or anything like that. It's a pretty good, average car to drive. Just kind of normal, what you would want. Now, with the paddle shifters, that will adjust the regen braking. So all the way to the right, it kind of coasts like a typical car. And then every notch to the left, you may or may not be able to see the green indicator down there. That kind of shows you how much regen it'll do. So now by foot off the throttle, it's slowing us down a decent amount. So you got a couple different settings for that, which is nice. I like having it do that just a little bit, help recharge the battery system. But it's pretty integrated. The hybrid system, Honda's been doing this for decades. They are not new and not a stranger to a hybrid. And they've seemed to do a pretty good job to make the engine and electrics work pretty seamless. You don't really hear or feel the engine kicking on, honestly. I'd say it's one of the better systems out there. If we slow down, the brakes all work great, especially with the regen, and then giving it some throttle. Nice and peppy. Yeah, you genuinely don't feel engine or EV. It's just a smooth power delivery with good instant torque down below. It's not crazy fast, but it's peppy enough to just get up to speed like any typical car. Ergonomics are all nice. It's really easy to use this car. Honda is simple. They like making simple cars for the average buyer. And when you're in this, there's really no learning curve. It's easy to get used to the climate. I love how it's integrated right here. No silly screen stuff like a lot of luxury cars. And then even the screen itself, just super easy to use, easy to see. And I like how while driving, the tiles are big enough to where if your hand's shaking a little bit, you can still punch anything you need to. So overall, it seems like a solid family crossover without going crazy in price. You feel a little bit of the bumps. I mean, I can hear the road noise just a little bit on this bumpy road, but it's nothing annoying, I would say. So pretty solid foundation of a car. I'd say it's a pretty average car, however, very efficient, very roomy, very comfortable, which would be some of the things I like the most about it from the driver's perspective. Just seems like a solid crossover to get. You really couldn't complain with, just racking up the miles, and it drives really nice.